Hello everyone, it's Healthy Randomness. RTS is such an interesting game genre, but do you know what it really is? It's just a game where faceless people whack each other with sticks. And that's kind of the problem with RTS. The problem with these games is that we don't have reasons to care. Oh, sure, you may argue and say that you love the themes of the RTS, or the campaign has a deep plot, or you just like the magic system of your favorite faction. Or on the flip side, maybe you love the technology that a faction shows off. Or maybe your faction defines Halloween fashion. But the problem is still there. We don't have reasons to care about the units themselves. But we're still playing a game about leading faceless individuals into battles just so they can whack each other with sticks. And that's not right. We don't care about the units. Building an army is just about cost efficiency and winning. And why can't we care about our units? And why shouldn't there be a mechanic that lets us bond with a unit while it grows? And it just so happens that I have the perfect candidate. Viewers, it is my privilege to introduce to you all of the dragons. In fact, there are three different ones. These are powerful mid-game units who are able to hold their own in the late game as well. Unlike normal RTS units, they aren't trained in some production building, like how barracks and factories can be found throughout many diverse real-time strategy games. Instead, I've taken a little inspiration from lizards and snakes, whose mothers will lay some eggs and abandon the eggs and just let the young lizards and snakes fend for themselves. However, what the dragon does is leave exorbitant amounts of gold and treasure in a burrow to distract treasure hunters, so at least those dragon eggs can have some chance. And instead of obtaining a unit or hiring one or even training one, you have an underling to go into the burrow, collect an egg, and incubate it so that it can hatch under the right conditions. Conditions of love and harmony. As I said earlier, dragons are powerful mid-game units. In fact, they are strong enough to be perfectly viable in the late game, even the extreme late game. However, the price to get these powerful units isn't compiled resources, but your time and dedication. I want you to have the feeling of bonding with your dragon through hard work and interactive minigames. I want to be I want this unit to be a character you care for, not just another faceless individual on the battlefield. The first and only step to hatching this egg is to get the worker who collected the egg from the burrow to walk around it a bunch. This is essentially the incubation process that allows the dragon to hatch in a way that will make it a lot more friendly to the people taking care of it, so they aren't as wild. And the first step is a lot of walking. The worker needs to carry the dragon egg, and they have to travel a long distance together, requiring several player inputs, and turning on some patrol button or setting won't do the job. And after that's done, you end up with the cutest baby dragons you can ever imagine. Unfortunately, although they grow up to be, I don't know, behemoths of destruction or champions of a noble cause, they start out really weak. They can't even attack, and they have very low health. I'm starting to hope that you can see why dragons will be so powerful. And now is the time to bond with your dragon. This is the part that requires a lot of time and dedication. And in a game like, I don't know, StarCraft or Age of Empires, spending a lot of time on a dragon can be lethal. And unfortunately, you are required to do three 10-second mini games to grow up a dragon. That is 30 seconds where you are unable to interact with any of your other structures or units or respond to any threat. As you can see, I'm sorry I flipped a slide. But one of them is feeding the dragon, the other is playing tug of war, and even playing fetch, even though the dragon may not even be able to actually catch it. And after those hurdles are complete, you are now the alpha commanding your pack of fierce dragons. Loving dragons. They're your friends. And if you look at the stats, they are a testament of their power. If you watch my shapeshifter video, the normal dragon, or the Yulon, has about twice as much health and could deal 50 damage in a single attack. And I've decided that units with that much power and stats shouldn't be obtainable without a price. Now, the Scorpion does deal the 50 damage, but it is an insanely low unit and requires fervor, upgrades in the tech tree, as well as buildings that you can only get later to actually hatch and domesticate. Well, um, the others are just kind of simple. So the Spritzen, the blue dragon, I guess it's kind of teal, has a unique ability where it could slow down air units, including other dragons. It has a simple attack. I mean, it's fire breath. Dragons breathe fire. And although the Yulon doesn't really have much special, I don't know, abilities or attributes, it is still a very solid unit to send into battle. And the Scorpion, it actually requires an ability to fly, and it's very slow when it flies, but not as slow when it's walking. And now these powerful creatures are your best friends for life. And I've just come up with two simple ideas about how we can improve the dragon, as far as concepts are concerned. So how about the final step to getting a dragon to grow up is by giving it a name. So instead of having a powerful, powerhouse attacking your opponent's group of soldiers or knights or aliens that, I don't know, brainwash people and take them to their home planet, you are now fighting your enemy with Bob or Steve. And what if the dragon that, had the most kills or contributed the most in the game, what if it could retire in the green pastures of peace and tranquility, where you can play those mini games from earlier and perhaps even add a few more mini games that would be a little impossible to play as when in an actual game. It would be impossible to actually survive with fun but pretty lengthy mini games, such as riding the dragon. But of course, this is just a concept video for characters in a video game that in reality probably won't come into existence. However, for a few minutes of entertainment, these dragons can seem as real as that subscribe button. It's really scary, so don't forget to hit it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I have a question for you. How do you turn the weakest creature in a world full of magic, advanced robots, and dangerous monsters into one of the most powerful support units? Well, I have the answer, and trust me, it'll be a good one.